Fall is here, she's here to stay, and that comes in the form of chilly mornings and more comfortable afternoons, but still noticeably cooler. That's really all going to start tomorrow because today we're still waiting on the tail end of this cold front to really pass through the tri-state and pull in those cooler temperatures. So today we're forecasting highs in the middle 60s after what we're seeing right now, which are your lunchtime temps in the low 60s, upper 50s. We're still holding on to those in Batesville, Connorsville, and Lebanon. Same thing with Wilmington as well, but throughout this stream we're going to be talking about several things, including the noticeably cooler temperatures coming on into the tri-state. We will notice cooler temperatures as soon as tomorrow morning in the low 40s and the afternoon tomorrow in the upper 50s. We're going to hold on to that all the way through your weekend, or those all the way through your weekend, with some rain here and there, but I've got some good news for the weekend forecast too. We're updating those rain chances. We have a new tropical storm to talk about. We've got that meteor shower to talk about. It peaked last night, but visibility still looks good tonight. There's a lot to catch up on here, and the changes all start today. We're feeling them in the wind gusts right now, which not extreme, but noticeable, especially in northern Kentucky, where we have anywhere from about 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts being reported. These are from the west, and so that cold front, it's right overhead really, and then once it fully passes through, we're going to notice more of a northerly breeze start to come on in, and that's going to pull in the colder but the drier air too. So as that happens, we're going to notice just a small chance of some showers today. In fact, it's just a sprinkle really north of Cincinnati. Your high today in Cincinnati, 68. It could be a little cooler north of Cincinnati, where we have the clouds building into the afternoon and that evening rain chance, whereas here in Cincinnati and in northern Kentucky, it's fairly low and you'll be able to tap into these warmer temps. So here's your weather timeline for tonight. It's pretty unimpressive, but still want to be keeping an eye out north of Cincinnati for those light showers from about 5 to 6, here 6 to 8. Those showers could even dive as far south as Brown and Adams County, but again, they're very small and they're not going to get too big, too tall. No thunderstorms with this. And some breezy conditions too will take us overnight into Wednesday, in which we're seeing plenty of clear skies, at least for most of the tri-state. We could tap into some extra clouds as we see cooler temps though in the afternoon. Temperatures in the morning 40s, afternoon 50s. It's really more normal than you think for this time of year, but it's still a little below normal. We've been above normal, and now we're going the opposite direction. And we'll hang on to that through most of your work week, the rest of your work week forecast as well. The good news with tomorrow's forecast is that there's really not much in the way of anything except for that cool start and this cooler afternoon. Again, today's high is 68, tomorrow's is 58, so it's going to be noticeably cooler as soon as tomorrow morning, but really extends into the afternoon too. So the northern half of the tri-state could see a little bit more clouds, whereas those in the southern half of the tri-state could see a little bit more sun, and that'll of course affect the temperature, and it could affect your drive into work, drive away from work too, but really no big weather impacts for your Wednesday. Thursday though, that's when we're really starting to see the colder temperatures get closer for the mornings. Mid to low 40s for tomorrow morning. So okay, it's chilly, but it's not frost territory. Thursday, 41, your forecast low here in Cincinnati. So you can imagine those north of Cincinnati, away from the city as well, could tap into colder temperatures in the middle to upper 30s. So frost is possible as soon as Thursday morning. It's just Friday morning, it's widespread with temperatures dropping into the mid 30s all around the tri-state, and that is why it's now a first alert weather day. And we'll get into some reminders on what to do ahead of the frost. Again, it's really just the first big frost of the season, and so we're just getting people ready for that. No big impacts, no surprises here, just some frost for the tri-state. We normally see the first frost a little earlier than what we see it this year. I'd say around this time of year, the third week of October, we start to see the first average freeze, which I'm not seeing that, but of course temperatures are still quite chilly into the mid 30s, and so what you need to do is take in sensitive plants, or cover them with fabric. Don't use plastic and don't use metal. That'll make everything colder. You don't want that. It'll also be colder for pets outside too. If you're cold, they're cold as well. Again, that's going to be on Friday morning, and then we start to see a little bit of a warm up into your weekend forecast. So Friday morning, that's really our only really chilly morning. So temps in the mid-30s, reminders here, bring in sensitive plants or cover them, and then bring those pets inside. Yeah, I mean, frost this time of year, it's incredibly normal. It's just the first one that we've seen, at least widespread. Let's get you out the door, heading into over the next couple of afternoons, or next 10, I should say, because we're going to notice some changes as we head into your weekend. They're not dramatic until we start to see the early week, but we are looking forward to a little bit more normal temperatures by Sunday. Again, the next several afternoons outside of today are going to be below normal by a few degrees. 58 for tomorrow. It's actually 6 degrees below what normal is for tomorrow, which is 64. And then we step into next week and we rebound pretty quickly back to 69, your forecast high on Monday. And that's ahead of our next weather maker, our next big chance for some showers and thunderstorms, which is going to be Tuesday of next week. But of course, we're updating the weekend rain chances here. And the update is that there's a lot of uncertainty. I've seen models completely dry the weekend up, and I've seen them put it down a quarter inch of rain. We're still several days out, and I think the reason why we're seeing such mixed signals in the models is because we're seeing just a little bit of moisture coming back into the tri-state. And so depending on the temperatures, actually, for Saturday, for Sunday, and Monday too, if these temperatures are going to be cooler air can't hold moisture very well, and so we would see the rain chances go up. However, if the air gets warmer than what we're forecasting, then the rain chances would scientifically, theoretically, go down, which is what we're seeing for Sunday and Monday. But then Tuesday, regardless of temperature, we're seeing this bigger system fully pull on through, and it'll be kind of messy on Tuesday of next week. And let me bring you back to the 10-day, because I've got some fun news. I kind of skipped over it. Halloween is in the 10-day forecast. As of this afternoon, we're going to be forecasting Halloween, and right now, your high, it's day 10, so please keep checking back on the forecast and don't take what I'm about to say to heart. We've seen snow on Halloween. We've seen very warm temperatures on Halloween. What I'm forecasting, middle 50s, a little below normal temperatures, and bringing you back to that 10-day rain chance. We see a chance for rain on Halloween. This says 40%, but I haven't dove too deep into those numbers quite yet, just because forecasting this far out for day number 10, you're going to see a lot of changes. But what you need to know is that there's a chance for rain. Keep checking back with us on this forecast. We'll let you know if that chance holds, goes down, or perhaps becomes a little bit more impactful there to your plans. All right, let's take some time, answer some questions if there's any in the chat. And I'm not seeing any. All right, let's go ahead and get into your 7-day forecast. And then we're going to talk about the tropics, and we're going to talk about the Orionid meteor shower. Pretty cool stuff. It peaked last night, but I'll tell you why it's kind of cool heading into tonight, too, in just a second. Here's your 7-day, 68 today, 58 tomorrow. Again, noticeably cooler. And then we open up the door for frost territory for some of us on Thursday, for all of us by Friday. And that's why Friday is a first alert weather day. We're likely to see a frost advisory for those of us that haven't already gotten one. So I think it was Butler, Warren, Clinton counties that all had frost advisories not too long ago. And so more than likely, since you already saw your frost advisory for the year, you might not see another one. You could. I'm not the National Weather Service. I don't make the rules, but I think the rest of us will start to join that party on Friday with temperatures in the mid-30s. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, big weekend in Cincinnati sports and big uncertainty and rain chances. I will say the rain that I am seeing in some of the models is not looking like an all-day event. So just slim chances here and there, and that is if we see them. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, seeing that in all those forecasts. And look at that warm up too. You'll notice warmer temperatures early next week. Again, relatively warm in the upper 60s near 70 ahead of our next best chance for big rain, which is going to be on Tuesday of next week. So that forecast hasn't really changed. And coming up on Fox 19 at 3 o'clock, I'm going to switch to the afternoon 7-day. And so that's going to be Friday, Halloween, and we'll have the update on that. If there's any update, you'll be the first to know. JD's tuning in. How are you doing today? I'm doing well, JD. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Let's go ahead and talk about the tropics since I've got a little bit of extra time, and we have some breaking tropical news as well. Breaking tropical news. And I mean, it's been very quiet. I know I should never say the Q word, right? No one should ever say the Q word, but we haven't had any named storms, haven't had any big storms, tropical systems, if you will, make landfall in the United States this year. I think we were due for a little bit of a quieter year. We're still obviously in hurricane season, and we're starting to see some activity too. So here's the latest on that. We've got Tropical Storm Melissa. This is very close to Haiti, about 300 miles south of Haiti, getting closer. I mean, to put in perspective, this is very, let me actually go into you'll see it actually. But this advisory was issued at 11 o'clock, so this is new information within the last hour or so. It's moving super, super slowly. Like so slowly, you guys. I mean, look at this path that you're about to see pop up for this thing. Yeah, that's the cone. That's the cone. You see that it barely moves through Friday of this week. It's got the forecast for Tuesday of next week, just hardly northwest of that. Wednesday, and it kind of just folds upon itself. Again, this is a slow mover, so I'm not seeing any immediate concerns for the Atlantic coast, but for the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Haiti as well. Yeah, we just can't, I mean, they're seeing the tropical rains right now and likely the winds too. And because it's shallow that direction, getting closer to the Gulf too, it's just warmer where we see those waters, and so we could see this become a hurricane, but they're not forecasting this. They are not forecasting this until Sunday to become a hurricane, until Sunday, which is, of course, very far away, and it kind of just barely moves. So that's the latest on the tropics. That's the only named storm and the only thing that the National Hurricane Center is watching right now is Tropical Storm Melissa. All right, well, and let's stop talking about the oceans. Let's talk about space. We might as well touch all of the bases here. Eyes on the skies tonight. Brad mentioned this yesterday. The Orionid meteor shower peaked yesterday. But we're coming off that peak, so it's still very active, is the good news. The difference between last night and tonight is that we are at the new moon phase. And a new moon phase means that you can't see the moon. Black sky, and you will not have reduced visibility because of moonlight. We are tracking partly cloudy skies. I showed you that a second ago. So just make sure if you are wanting to take your telescope, take a look at a really dark night sky, get away from the city, of course, or even your local towns, local cities, and then have that Fox 19 First Alert weather app. It'll let you know if clouds are nearby or right above your head. I know it's kind of hard to see at night, but it's going to be something to see because 5 to 15 meteors per hour are possible. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And again, it's hard to see meteor showers when there's the moon out there because the moon is so bright, it kind of makes the dark sky brighter too. And so tonight's your night. Just get away from the partly cloudy skies. Again, that's mainly north of Cincinnati, so I'd say northern Kentucky has a better shot of getting the best visibility for something like this. Okay, no other questions coming on in, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I'm going to have your latest information on the weekend rain chances, which are looking pretty low right now, but of course there's a lot of uncertainty, and The first alert on that Halloween trick-or-treat forecast. That's all coming up in just a few hours over on Fox 19. Signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.